Hi guys, DriverLadyPro here, and welcome to tonight's podcast. But I haven't figured out how to, they just changed it over to the new YouTube beta, so I don't know how to add people to the room. This is totally different. So, I got Beacon of Light Driver in the house. Hey, and I have Crispy Tampa. So if you've never been here before and you are a rideshare driver or you are a delivery driver or you are a passenger, you are in the right place because this is about the abuses that happen in the ride sharing and delivery community. We're all about uniting people in the community and informing, because if we unite people and we talk about it, then it helps healing. And also, if we speak out about it, it help and inform people about what's going on, then, and passing the message. If we say nothing, then nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And so this is all about speaking out about the problems that go on in the ride sharing industry, and delivery industry. So let's get started today. I already have two videos going, or two things. I don't know how to add people to the room, but I will just get started and we'll just do this as we go. Maybe people have to call in, or I don't know. I already talked to Dark Road Run. We'll see what happens. I talked to him on the phone, but let's just get going. Well, there we go. Hold on. A bit of a technical difficulty here. I had it all queued up, and it always seems to like to. Well, that might be why.
Gunned down on the job. Police continue to search for suspects in the pizza delivery man's killing in Overbrook Park. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Holden spoke to those who knew the victim, and he joins us now from Philadelphia Police.
So this is from Philly.
Yuki, and what is troubling is, let's go 10 days ago when police say they were investigating another case where a delivery man was robbed. Now,
we talked about that before.
So whatever happened last night escalated to a fatal shooting, and tonight a 30-year-old man from Ardmore is dead, and his family is at a loss for words. Quattrell Blocker will remember his cousin Bobby Jenkins as a decent man, looking to make some extra money delivering pizzas.
Yeah, him, like I said, we got a connection, and with that going, is, like I said, it's real tough for me. And it's tough for everybody, but for me, it's bad.
Jenkins on Tuesday night was fatally shot once in the chest after police say he was lured to a vacant home in the 7600 block of Woodcrest and robbed. George Economo, owner of Stacy's Pizza, said Jenkins just started working for him.
The kid came here a couple of weeks ago, asked for a job. I tried to give him some days, and he was a very nice guy. Actually, I was talking to him the other day. I say, Bob, you're a very good guy. Maybe you need more days. I give you more days.
Police say the fatal holdup has key similarities to another robbery. The delivery driver in that case was not hurt.
There was an additional robbery of a delivery person committed on Sunday, February 17th, 9:00 p.m. at 652 North Brooklyn Street in the 16th District, which bears a strong resemblance to this incident.
Chloe Saunders knew Bobby Jenkins about as well as anybody.
This is a 20-year friendship, and he's a daily part of my life.
She said he was always there for her and others.
He's trying to make some extra money to start his own business, and 3 weeks shy, I mean, it was taken away from him. So it's just really unfortunate that you can't feel safe in your own neighborhoods.
And Philadelphia police say that Bobby Jenkins was definitely robbed. However, they would not reveal what was taken. They would also not comment on if they were able to obtain any surveillance video from that Overbrook Park neighborhood. So far, again, no arrests in the case. Reporting live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Joe Holden, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Joe, thank you.
So that is what we got about that. Dark Road Run in the house. Oh, and happy birthday to Beacon of Light driver. Yes, thank you. Dark Road Run. I have no idea how to add people to the room. This is the new beta, and I spent at least 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get the beta working. I'm going to have to call Shell. Maybe she knows. She taught me how to do it first. So if you want to call in, you can certainly call in on my phone, and I can add you to the room. Woo, woo! We love Dark Road Run in the house. All right, so anyway, let's read what the comments say. Beacon of Light says, hi, Mandy. And he's saying hi to Chris B. Dark Road Run says, yo, DLP. Hey, buddy. And then everybody's saying hi. Mandy, Dustin is live right now also. Says Beacon of Light. Yes, Dustin goes live during my podcast. Now, listen. A lot of people seem to be going live during the podcast, and Dustin said he would join us after. So then Dark Road Run did say happy birthday to driver Stay Lit 44 tomorrow. Woo woo! Yeah. And then Beacon of Light says thank you, 44 years young tomorrow. And then he says, no problem. I'm still at my brother's house. I'll be in the chat, though, later in the chat. And then Crispy Tampa. Hey, guys, getting ready to go out. Hey, Crispy Tampa. All right. Well, just keep us turned on while you're hitting the road. So let me do the next video that I have up for you. And let me... All right, this is, where is it? Doggone it. Okay, so I've done videos about rideshare drivers, fake rideshare drivers before, guys. I thought it had a video to it. Doggone it, I had it up, had it ready to roll. I don't think this was the one. Let's look at the other ones that I have sitting ready. Robberies. Okay. What has been going on? It is in... Where is it? It's here. Okay, here it is. I think it is. It's this one. I'm just looking at the wrong one. Okay. This happened. Oh no, this is the one from... This isn't it. That's one from June. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I was prepared, but for some reason, the links aren't working right. The links aren't working right. All right. Hang with me, folks. You guys always do anyway. Okay. Wait. I have it. I have it here. Duh. Okay, ready?
Rideshare drivers are targeting people in two upscale North Side neighborhoods. Police say passengers mistakenly think they're getting into a ride ordered, but once they're in the vehicle, the driver and passenger demand cash and personal belonging. At least 9 similar robberies have been reported since June, according to Chicago police.
This is in Chicago.
Between 1 and 6:30 a.m. in the Lincoln Park or River North neighborhoods. Matt Uris for CBS Chicago.
So last night, and I hope you all do this, okay? We have already talked before, guys, about, thank you, everybody here, give DriverLadyPro a thumbs up, says Beacon of Light, you're awesome, thank you, guys. I already got 3 thumbs up, and I got 3 people in the house. Yes, So we've already talked about this in the sense that we've talked about fake Uber drivers before. When I go to pick people up, I hope you all are making sure, oh, you're Nancy, or you don't say their name. What is the name on the ride? Consuela? And it says Nancy here. I'm sorry, you're not the person. You have to match the name. They have to tell you the name. And people don't. Last night, somebody got in the car and they're like, oh, I said, well, I'm just checking to make sure nobody's stealing your ride. And I said, and it's important for you to check and make sure the license plate is the same. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I know stuff happens all the time. Stuff happens all the time, folks. And that's why we have this podcast, to raise awareness. Okay, so we want people to be safe out there. Nancy is my lady's name. Nancy is a cool name. I had a friend that was named Nancy, best friend when I was younger, and she passed away. So anyway, she was a really nice person. I'm sure your Nancy is a really nice person. I think I remember you saying that last time, that Nancy is your friend's name. I really like the name Nancy. I have a story about that I can tell you. Well, you could either tell me now, or you could, text me like online or something, and we can talk about it later. There is something that somebody texted me was James. I think his name is James. Let me see. He texted me today, and he told me that it was really super important. Well, he told me about some stuff that was important to us as rideshare drivers. Jim. I'm sorry, not James. Jim. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says down at the bottom, let me turn down the brightness on this. Okay, it's talking about, it says, we understand the importance of privacy, so we're investing in technology that masks your phone number. This means you can call and still text your rider without the app, through the app, without your private number being shared. And then there's an asterisk by it. I'm sure this buried somewhere in the terms of service, or you know what I mean. And then in the asterisk, it says, in case of outage of this feature, phone numbers may not be anonymized. And I mean, we all know that stuff. This is quite kind of dangerous. I've never seen it happen. At least we don't know of it happening. But there have been times where customers have found people's houses and stuff like that, where they accidentally left their phone in their car, and somehow they found their phone and at their house. They like showed up at their house. So and part of the thing is, people have, if they leave their phone in your car, they have sometimes they have like devices on them, like to be able to track them. I would put a tracking device on my phone if it was a $1,000 phone. You know, nowadays these iPhones and some of the other phones, they're costing a lot of money, you know. And so it's important at the end of your night, maybe before you head home, to check over your car. Dustin is driving. always talks about make sure you do a sweep of your car. But last night, this is what happened to me last night, guys. I'm driving. I do a sweep like this. I look. I don't see directly behind me. And this girl sitting right here behind me, a phone fell out of her pocket. Oh, it was right behind me. And I get a call back. Hi. And I'm on another trip. I'm going to pick somebody else up. Can you give me your, can you come back? So what I did, and it's because I like kind of felt the person out. These were people that were like young college students. They didn't seem thuggish, like they were going to rob me. I dropped them off in a nice area. My feeling about them as people, I felt secure enough to give them my phone number, my personal number. And I asked them, I said, when I'm finished, I asked them to text me their address because they took an express pool ride. I said, text me your address. I will return the item when I'm done with this ride because I didn't go very far. Otherwise, I would have waited till the end of the night and then I would have tried to bring the phone back. So let me read what is saying. So Crispy Tampa says, I have a story for you that I can call. Can I call you? Yes, you can call me. Yes, Crispy, you can call me. Do you have my number? I think you have my number, don't you? If not, I'm not going to give it to you on the air, but maybe if you call me, she's calling me probably. Here we go. Here we go. This thing only has a little bit of battery. Doggone it. Chris, if I don't get the call, please call back. I bet you it's on my right here. Doggone it. I'm sure that's Crispy. Let me switch. Somebody calling me. Try to call back, Crispy. Let me see. I bet you it's on my other. Guys, I have a personal Facebook. I bet you she's calling my personal Facebook. There we go, Crispy.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, yeah. Speaking about the false Uber drivers and stuff.
Yeah.
It happened to me twice in a row at one event down in downtown St. Pete, and two different females had got picked up that I had got pinged to. The first one I had called, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I got in another Uber. She barely speaks English and stuff like that. She seemed like she was really upset and everything." And I tried to educate her, and I started getting a little upset and everything. But I'm like, write down my phone number. Let me know you got home okay.
Yeah.
Because that's how worried I was.
Uh-huh.
And then the next ping, I got the same exact thing happened. Another lady got in the car with somebody else, not me. And at this point, I was seriously upset. So I was to the point where I was about to have a breakdown. I was crying for these ladies. I don't know what's going to happen to these people, and I called my husband real quick and explained the situation. So I'm going offline because I'm calling Uber and to see what I can do about it. So I called Uber, I gave them the names that they gave the display, the time of pings and everything like that. And they seemed like they were genuinely concerned about it. And that they were going to look into it. Unfortunately, they said that they could not get back in touch with me about the situation once I hung up the phone call with them. They understood how upset I was. From that point on, every female I get in the car, I educate.
Oh, yes. Yes. See, this happens to me all the time in downtown Chicago. Women just willy-nilly, these are women just willy-nilly getting in your car, right? That are not your rides.
Now I make sure they have the right name, because somebody tried to jack my ride the other night. And here comes the people express. I'm like, no, you're not my people, and I'm not unlocking the door until my people get here.
Yep. Today I went to drive up. I drove up, and I locked my doors before I got there, because my locks will be like stay open. I locked my doors as I'm pulling up. And then the people were minors. And then they're trying to open the door, and I said, can I see your ID? And they said, oh, I don't have ID, but I'm 18. And I think, I'm going to look it up, but I think you're supposed to carry your ID on you once you turn 18.
Absolutely, you are.
I think it's a law, but I'm not sure.
It is a law.
Yeah, well, these fellas tried to get, they're like, well, I don't have my ID, but I'm 18. I'm like, well, sorry, no ride. Well, I've done so many cancellations because what I did was when I went to Michigan, I forgot that I was driving on, I have an old Uber Eats account. I was driving on my Chicago account with the Uber Pro, and I'm canceling all these McDonald's rides. All of a sudden, I'm getting these pings saying, oh, your acceptance rate is really low. And we're not going to give you the Uber Pro, all that extra stuff. And then I'm like, oh man. So, but then right after that, I come back to Chicago, and it's St. Patrick's Day weekend, right? And I'm pulling up, and riders, I don't cancel for just whatever reason. There's always a really good reason for me to cancel, right?
Right.
And I call and I have to cancel, and I'm like, I called them, and this guy would not. I sat there for 25 minutes waiting for them to cancel. They wouldn't cancel. They wouldn't. I'm trying to get them to cancel. They think they're going to save money, but they think, oh, we're going to save money if we do not cancel. After 5 minutes, no matter who cancels, it's I get money. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And then the kids came up to my car. They're like knocking on the windows and trying to talk to me. And I'm just like looking at I started videotaping them. They're like knocking on my windows. Hey, lady. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. And at that point, they can't, if you don't accept the ride, they can't do anything to you. So I call Uber, and the guy on the phone, he's an idiot. Oh, you won't get in trouble if you won't. It won't affect your cancellation rate if you have to cancel and you mark unaccompanied minor. I said, sir, I've been canceling the past week because of either unaccompanied minors or because of people being drunk, not showing up. And I'm still getting a low acceptance rate because of it. I'm getting, a high cancellation rate. And then you're telling me it's not going to be against me? He said, well, I'm going to submit a thing. But I'm sorry, these guys that talk to you on the phone, they don't drive. They don't know the Uber app. They just talk to you and try to be nice. And yeah, but they don't know the Uber app, and I'm sure tomorrow I'm going to get this big bar across. Your acceptance rate is too high, or your cancellation rate is too high.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well, they probably didn't know that you were on the pro versus everybody else's Joe Blow account. You know, my husband, who very seldom ever drives, is on the pro account, and here I am. You know, I hustle, and you know, he got the pro, and I didn't. I'm like, you ass.
you'll eventually get the pro one. So, okay, I got to read what's in the room. Just a minute. Mandy, a person showed up in my house before because of a passenger's phone left in my car. There must have been a tracking device on it. Yeah, I've done stories on that before, and people calling the news, and I would have called the news if somebody showed up at my house and they were, yeah. And then, Mandy, I have a sign now saying, please check your seat for any lost belongings. That's a good idea. I need to put that up too. I want to put up, have you fasten your seatbelt, because I forget to ask them. And if they do not have if they don't put their seatbelt on, you know, I don't know if you know this, they're not covered by the insurance.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Yep. If the passengers do not put their seatbelt on, they will not be covered by the insurance. Yep. Important to avoid passengers leaving their phone, etc. in your car, he says. And then he says, expect the unexpected. And then he says, Mandy, I just received the greatest compliment. A writer said, if there was a 6-star option, I would give you 2 man. And this man only. How about that? That's a good compliment. I've had a lot of good compliments too. What about you, Crispy?
Oh my goodness. Almost on a weekly basis, I get at least one written comment about, you know, how nice I am, how one night I sat, this lady really needed to talk, and she had lost her mom. And I just felt it that she really needed somebody to speak to. And because I didn't want her going back into her apartment and me reading the next day that, you know, something happened to her. You know, anyway, so I sat out in the car with her for 45 minutes one night, and we just talked about, you know, the loss of loved ones and how to move forward, and how to move forward with life, and how they would want us to, and this, that, and the other. Just, you know, just comforting her, getting her to laugh, and letting her know it's okay to live life again. You know, just because people pass, you know, we're born to die. It's okay to laugh and move on with life, because that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And she wrote this really long, beautiful message on my thing. It made me cry what she wrote on there. But almost on a weekly basis, I get some sort of written thing. Now, because I work the night shift and I'm about to be heading out right now, as a matter of fact, Scott and I actually are heading up at about the same time. He's about to go. He's dropping off Chris right now, and we keep each other motivated throughout the night when we both work the night shift.
Scott is Fat Man. No, some people don't know who that is. Yeah.
So we keep each other motivated, because he doesn't work the night shift all the time, and I try to direct him, especially when he starts getting irritated. Get out of this area, go back into this area. You'll get something. And
just a sec. Know, we got Dave, the Uber slave, in the house.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, hey Dave. Yeah, make sure you tell Scott we said, hey, Fat Man.
I sure will. But yeah, I got to get going so I can get out on the road and start making some money.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for letting me call in. And, you know, just always, everybody, educate your riders. Tell them to look at the tag number, to verify name, to, you know, make sure the make and model of the car is
They
correct.
have so much information about us, and they don't bother to look at that information. They just get in willy-nilly to any car. And there's been so many reports on the news about that. and they just don't do nothing.
This is another thing my husband and I do, and I don't know if a lot of other drivers do or not, but especially late at night, I will not pull out of their driveway or away from their road or from their house until I know that they're safely in their house.
Inside their house, yes.
Female.
Oh, yes. Yep. Okay, thank you, Chris. Have an awesome night. Make that money.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping.
Not a problem.
Okay, Dave, I think I should sing happy birthday to Beacon of Light driver. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nicholas Winecoop. Happy birthday to you. And then I'll sing the other version. Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo. You look like a monkey. And you smell like one too. Ha 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 ha. Anyway. Dave, his birthday is tomorrow. So Dave, I have no clue how to make this Google Hangouts thing in this new, they made it so you have to use the new beta version, and I don't know how to do the Google Hangouts, and they're like, copy this link and put it in your thing, and I'm like, what? We just could use the Google Hang, just live stream it, something. I don't know. So I'll have to. Yeah. He says, oh, great. We need to learn something new now. Well, you know what? They've had this for a while, but I've been resistant, you know. LA Uber drivers strike on my birthday. Ha ha ha. Okay. I want to tell you guys, I am a part of the Chicago Rideshare Advocates. Also, I am trying to get a nationwide group started, but because I may be getting sick, I may not be able to do it, you know. But I do have a page started. But I want to call it. We were thinking either United Gig Workers or Gig Workers United. And we want that to be for all over. But the Chicago Rideshare Advocates say they're working on something right now. They're working on this here, some stuff right here in Chicago, but they may go worldwide eventually. But right now, what I'm saying is, I'm saying is there are activist groups that are trying to do things, including especially we are getting things done. You don't see it every single day, but here in Chicago, all of a sudden you'll be like, you'll see all this stuff going on. You'll be like, oh, I know DriverLadyPro. You'll see me on the news. Okay, seriously, we're getting some stuff done right now. There's some things in the works, and I know that LA, they're demonstrating right now. We started out demonstrating, and Oberhins is like, that's not the way you should do it. Really, that's the way we are trying. They're trying to gain traction first before they can actually get out and do the actual protesting. When you try to do all this protesting and demonstrating, sometimes you have to start out little and try and build traction. And so we've built a lot of traction here in Chicago. We've done a lot of demonstrations, and we're getting bigger and bigger each time. So we got 6 people in the house. We need 6 thumbs up, guys. I just want you guys to know there are more demonstrations to come. It's going to be a lot. People are up in arms. Let me. All right, they're already up in arms in London. They've been up in arms all over, you guys. This is big, and this is not by no means, this is just the beginning. Okay. It's just the beginning. Things are about to get real noisy. And this, let me just allude to something. Things are about to get real noisy for the Chicago group, because we are not going to sit around on our hands while Uber continues to drop our rates. They just dropped Uber Eats rates. So, I mean, we're not going to put up with this. So, I mean, anyway, let me get on. He says, oh, great. We need to, oh, he already said, LA Uber driver strikes on my birthday. Ha ha. Mandy, I know. Just happy that you celebrated me for your birthday. Thank you once again. Mandy, Dave, how do you strike against Uber when only drive for Lyft? We pretty much, how do you strike against Uber if you only drive for Lyft? You get into an activist group, and your particular group will tell you what they plan on doing and how they plan on doing their striking, because a lot of what goes on is it has to be local. There's an activist group in New York. There's an activist group in San Francisco. There's an activist group there's Gig Workers Rising. LA is an LA group. It's a nation. I think it's nationwide. There's all kinds of activist groups, and there's activist groups in your area. I was trying to, I got to find out my health problems first. I'm trying to get an activist group. This is the closest thing to an activist YouTube channel that there is. And there are a couple activists. Like I've been thinking about like making one day a week where I put just all these activist stuff that's going on, because not everybody knows that this stuff is going on. I mean, we are in London, and all this stuff is going on, and people don't know that all this stuff is going on in other parts of the world, unless you're getting like constant Uber news feeds. And most of my news comes from where? Chicago, because I live in the Chicago. So they're like, oh, we'll just give you stuff about Chicago. I don't hear stuff about San Francisco as much as I do about Chicago, because I live in Chicago. So anyway, Fat Man says, hey there, I was going to go out tonight, but after seeing all the cops and hood rats, I will pass. Oh, okay, buddy. Well, we just got done talking about hood rats that were ripping the fake Uber drivers here in Chicago. 2 women fake Uber drivers has happened 9 times. And people and Chris B just came on and talked about how women just will willy-nilly just get into her car, and they're not even the correct, it's not even the correct ride, you know? So let me see what else I got. One of the other things that I couldn't find the article earlier this week, I did see an article about in the West Side here in Chicago. This is what I don't understand. There were people in the West Side, and they were jacking rideshare drivers, like trying to rob them. That is like the dumbest thing. The only thing they can actually get is our cars, because we don't get money. We don't barely ever get cash tips. Okay. So what are they going to get? You know? And I wish I would have had the article. I saw it earlier this week. I'm like, I'm going to do that on the podcast. And bam, I lost it. Mandy, a nationwide monument Uber strike would change everything. Voices will be heard because Uber would be suffocated with no drivers. I know, and we want to do this. But the problem is getting people together, because it's all over the nation. We got, okay, so, all right, just for instance, let's just talk about this channel, okay? Say everybody on all of my viewers, my close to 500 viewers, which a lot of those viewers don't even come in, because I usually have, on my live stream, at the most, I'll have 100 viewers come in and visit. Okay, so maybe 100 of those people actually are active. Okay, and then a lot of people are not activists. Okay, they're like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then you got to remember, at the same time, we got, like, say everybody was an activist. We got let's just start with Dave the Uber slave. He's in what, the LA market, Dave? You in the LA market? Okay, so he's in LA. Then we got Fat Man. He's in Tampa. And Crispy Tampa's in Tampa. But that's only 2 people in Tampa. And then we got Savage Scientist. He's in the swampland, Louisiana. So everybody is really spread out, is what my point is. So the point of the thing is there might be 2 people over in Tampa, but we don't have like 4 or 5 people in each area saying this is BS. And then when we do, so what I'm saying is, Beacon, the best thing to do is go to your groups in Facebook and look for an activist group that is for your area, and meet people, talk to people. All these people that I have met in the Chicago area, Chicago rideshare advocates, we have worked together. They are my friends, okay? And we have worked together, and they have stepped up, and they've helped me out in a lot. There have been times where I've helped them out, and they've helped me out. So it's like a community. It ends up being a community. So I think if you don't even know anybody in your area and you want to be an activist, go and start something. And just start talking to people that are in your area and get something going. And then we can all come together as one. We can, these people in LA, I'm sure the Chicago Rideshare Advocates, I haven't talked to them personally, but they were putting the stuff up in our chat, okay? And I know they've reached out to Gig Workers Rising, who has been doing a lot of stuff. Gig Workers Rising has a lot of people sign their petition. I did finally find our Chicago Rideshare Advocates petition. I will make sure I add it in the description below. We've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes you don't see. So let me just start with all of this. Let's start with this. Other countries too. Yes, other countries. Australia, they got together. They're a smaller country, but they got together and they all striked, and they changed it. Uber is probably operating this way all over the world. Yes. And people are getting pissed off. They are. Dave says, Dave is in LA. Yes. Fat Man, the problem is people can't afford to take the necessary time off. You need more than 1 day. Also, they hire every day. So what are you proving? Okay. And then he says, how long have you been an activist? What have you accomplished? I have been serious. I am being serious. You think that why they choose for the DF test. And then Mandy, I'm really not on much Facebook. Yeah, I know. And then Australia is larger than the US by mass. Huh. But other countries have their government backing behind them. We don't, says Tampa. Okay. Right now in Chicago, I'll tell you what we're doing here. Okay. Right now, we are going up for elections for mayor. We are hitting in the government level. We started last August. Okay. We have done demonstrations we've done demonstrations and I remember when we did a demonstration and Uber Hints was really negative about our demonstration. But we were using it to gain traction, and we started gaining traction, and we got tons. And we've been going, spending a lot of time going to O'Hare Airport, getting people to sign petitions. We've done demonstrations at Uber. We've done demonstrations at City Hall. We've done a lot. We did demonstration at the airport. We got all over the news. Every single time we were on the news. But, I mean, I'm sure Uber's sitting back going, whatever. When we were at the Uber headquarters, I was standing in front and they were like, could you go across the street? I'm like, no. And I stood out there in front of Uber headquarters and I'm sure they were talking about, yeah, we got these demonstrators out here. And I did that same thing in Grand Rapids, and they came out and said, can you please stand across the street? And I'm like, no, this is public property. Okay, so that is a disruption, okay? So that is also gaining traction. We started out with 4 people last August, and now we have at least, I would say, we have at least 50 people show up to our demonstrations, at least. And now we united at City Hall. We united at City Hall with the taxis union. We are united with the city taxi union. So, and we are working right now also, not only are we working on, we have a new mayor coming in. We're trying to talk to the mayor. We are also, and we're trying to tell the new mayor, hey, this is what's going on, because a lot of these, we got to kind of lobby for ourselves. You know what I mean? And there's nothing stronger than somebody that is not paid, a paid lobbyist. If I am in your face and I'm like, look, buddy, I don't get paid. I am down in the trenches doing this. That is stronger than a paid lobbyist. Okay. Now, with that said, we have done a lot of talking I have been on the phone with House Representatives. I'm talking to House Representatives right now. Okay. And we are working in a positive direction. So you may not see right at this very moment a huge headline, but we do have some. There's some things that are in the works that I cannot tell you about also, that you're going to be like, oh, wow, look at that. Chicago Rideshare Advocates means business, okay? But it takes a little time, and it takes a few people hanging with it. And you know what I mean? But other countries have, okay, if the government mandates rates, it becomes a socialist. That's why the government won't help. Mandy, rideshare drivers' rates of rate. Every driver needs to be on the same page. Mandy is a genius. And then, how many days a week do you turn on the Uber app? Right now, not many, because I'm sick. Okay. I don't know if you were here, Fat Man, but I haven't been for the past month. I'm sick right now, but I was turning on the app 6 days a week before. But I've been working on trying to get my CDL, but because I'm sick, I cannot get my CDL. Okay? But this is not what's important. We are working on doing something, but it's not going to be a strike because we're not going to be able to do something effective doing a strike. Okay? We have some other things up our sleeve. All right? Thank you. Beacon Voice says, everybody, thumbs up for Mandy. We do have some things up our sleeve. And this is something that we have up our sleeve that the taxis, because the taxis have done the exact same things, went through the exact same things in the past that we are going through now. Okay. 6 days a week. That's still feeding Uber in their games. Could you live without Uber? I can't. Well, it depends. I right now, no, I cannot I'm going to have to because I may be sick, you know. I've been working on living without Uber, but, you know, personally, if you want to ask me personally, Scott, right at this moment in time, my bills depend on Uber and Lyft. But no, let me just say this. I also have a DoorDash app. I also have other things besides just that, okay? I have more eggs in my basket, but I genuinely love doing rideshare. I'm a people person. I like talking. I enjoy rideshare, okay? So I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I do have other apps that I'm putting. I have Deliv. I have other things, but right now I'm too sick to deliver for Deliv. I'm too sick to deliver for Grubhub. I'm too sick to do all that stuff, so I have to rely on Uber personally. Okay? I'm not trying to crucify you. I'm trying to make a point. If you took out Uber, how badly would you struggle? Well, I don't know that I have to struggle, Scott. I mean, right now I'm having to be an Uber driver. If I have to stop, I'll just go find a job. You know, but I can't right now at this single moment in time. I can't. I'm sick right now. Okay. I'm a bad example. If you ask somebody else, how badly, if they took Uber away, see, you got to remember, Uber's not the only gig in town. I do have friends that work for American Taxi, and I certainly could drive for American Taxi if I wanted to, but I'm so used to Uber. And so, yeah. And I would have to go through getting my car changed into a taxi. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah. So I do have other things I could do besides Uber. If I got deactivated, seriously, Scott, I don't have to do Uber, but right now I am choosing to do Uber, regular Uber, because that is what I enjoy. Okay. All right. He says, Mandy, you are all true. Real voice for the rideshare community. Fat Man, I'm not trying to crucify you. I'm trying to make a point. If you okay, wait. And then he says, you're not a bad example, honey. You are a good example of a typical driver. And Beacon of Light says, Mandy is amazing. Yes. We are not doing a strike, buddy. We have something else up our sleeve, but I would tell you in an email exactly what's going down. Okay. But I'm not going to be telling everybody exactly what's going to go down because there's other tactics that have been used by independent contractors, such as taxi drivers, that got done in the past. It has, yeah, there are other taxes besides everybody going on mass strikes. Okay. Everybody's like, oh, let's strike. There are other tactics that can be done. There are. And we can get it done. I'm hoping to make it to the strike tomorrow. Oh, yes. Dave, that would be awesome. Yes. I tried to download This Is My Fight song. Take Back My Life. So and it didn't work out. So I called Dark Road Run to help me find that song because I want to get that song as my. They do have that song. It said possible copyright infringement or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. He said, kick some Uber butt. He says, I'll send it tonight. You are awesome. So listen, we don't have to everybody go on strike. Okay. Everybody says, go on strike. You got to think outside the box, guys. You got to think outside the box. Fatman says, Dave, why are you hoping to make it? What is stopping you? Well, he's probably trying to make it. So, Dave, I love it that it's really difficult. Not everybody is an activist, but this is what made me decide to be an activist. I could not continue driving around for Uber going, oh, this is a great job. This is wonderful. Couldn't do it. I couldn't pretend like there wasn't an elephant in the room because they keep dropping our rates. And I don't want to come to the people and say, this is bull crap and complain because they don't want to hear that it's bull crap. Okay. They don't. But at the same time, we got to do something about it. Something has to be done. And you can't just pretend like nothing's going on. So why are you hoping to, drive LA and you'll understand, Fat Man. And then Fat Man says, strikes are not effective without a union because a union promotes hiring during a strike, forcing the company to lose money. Once you hit them in the pocket, they listen. LA isn't any different than Tampa, Dave. The rates are the same. The rates may be the same, but LA is stupid busy. I'm sure of it. Stupid bad traffic. It has the worst. Is it LA or New York that has the worst traffic in the United States? We're the third worst. It was Boston before us. It was Boston and some other. We were fifth, but now we're the third worst traffic. And so, and I'm not saying Tampa isn't, probably on the list. They're probably on the list somewhere, but they're definitely not LAX, but, and I'm sure they're not, the clientele in LA is really, oh, look at my beautiful body. They're all about their body. LA may be busy, but they also probably have 30,000 drivers. Seattle has the worst traffic in the nation. Not no more. Mandy, if a strike of any kind, I just wrote, I'm not kidding. I know you say Seattle, they don't no more. No, I just read an article. They just moved down. Okay, so, I would imagine LA probably has more because we're getting close to 80,000 drivers here. So I'm sure 30,000 drivers is an underestimate. Mandy, if a strike of any kind to have a major consequences, all rideshare drivers from all the world this New Year's Eve night, even then I think the busiest ever time for rideshare. Okay. I know you want to strike. but you got to see what we do, and then maybe we can do it again in other cities. But yeah, email me. I'll tell you. Stranglehold would happen. Yeah, well, I don't think striking will. We've tried to strike before. Back when the initially drought, we tried to strike, and striking didn't work because we're all spread out. We're really big. I mean, the United States is huge, and it's hard to get communication, all that. If we could at least get all the major cities on board, we could do some serious damage. And I think it's moving towards that. Seriously, I am serious. Okay, so yeah, LA is number 1. New York City is 2. San Francisco, SFO is 3. No. Chicago is now number 3. I'm not kidding. I can send you all right. I'm not going to argue. It's not worth arguing. You want to fight? Yeah. Yes, I just looked at the list. Okay. Maybe they changed the list, but they just sent me a list. Mandy, can I have your email? DriverLadyPro@gmail.com. All one word, DriverLadyPro@gmail.com. Very easy. Yep, DriverLadyPro@gmail.com. And might say my name is Butterfly Language, but that's my other channel, guys. Fat Man, Chicago is horrible, has horrible traffic. We just got just here, we got in the newspaper for being the 3rd worst traffic. We just got a bit. I don't know where this article that you're looking at, but I mean, it was like last month. They said we got the 3rd worst traffic here. That we went from 5 to number 3. I don't know. They said this is something that's just updated, and we're like, oh. Yeah, well, this does make sense. And the reason why they're doing it is because if you go to the airports, there's little weasels, I call them. There's little Lyft people walking around signing people up for Lyft in the lot. They're walking up to people that have just Uber signs, and they're trying to sign them up for Lyft too. They're trying to get more and more people to sign up for Lyft. There's more and more people they're trying to do whatever they can. Deal stocks. Are you going to participate tomorrow? Me personally, I would love to. I'm having health problems, but Dave says he's going to be there. I would like to I just email you the article I found. Okay. So Dave just said he's going to participate. I would like to talk with that particular organization personally, because first of all, as Uber Hints pointed out, they do have some disorganization. And if they get with our organization, maybe we can, talk and help them out and say, this is what we did. I mean, we don't have to make them do anything different. But the other thing that I like the idea is they seem to not know quite what they want right now. And we kind of started out with that, and people are like, come on, what do you mean? You don't know what you want yet? We now have talked to everybody, and we have made up our mind exactly what we want. And we just talked about it. And we've been started since August. So Dave, the Uber strike slave. I like that. Yes. You know what? I really want to make like a website. I want to make a website, and maybe I'll get with Dave about this. We need to make a website. We need to make a website for this podcast, but I would really like to make a website for the activism. I think that would be cool. I don't know. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to like put all these activist things up on the webpage for everybody to see what's going on in We got 9 people in the house. Come on, we need 9 thumbs up. Anyway, wouldn't it be? I don't know. I don't know much about making websites, but I'll try and figure something out. At least for making this. GoDaddy has cheap domains and web hosting and great web builder. A Tyler can use it. Okay. Activism website. Sounds really good and different. Yes. Chris says yes. 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 We could, just putting it up on here, that's nice, but it would be nice to give people send people the website to give them information about like all the time I find I always put victims' rights stuff in here, but it would be nice to be able to send traffic from like Instagram to the website, have it all in stone. Here's the thing. I really want to start an organization nationwide, but my health is not good, as a lot of you know. He says, I work for Uber. Oh, he said, Fat Man, pay me and I'll build it. I work for Uber. I'm tired of giving stuff away for free. Yeah. You know what? The other night, some guys got in my car and they're like, this Uber, this is fantastic. And I was like, yeah, all right, guy, because they're young guys. I wasn't going to sit there and explain to them. They just got done drinking. They don't care. Okay. But let me tell you guys, if you talk to your passengers and not intrusively, if they get in your car, oh, did you know our rates are dropping, blah, 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 blah. They don't care. But a really good time to talk to passengers about what is going on in the rideshare community is when they say, this Uber thing, this is a pretty good gig. How do you like it? I said, do you really, this is how I approach it. Do you want the truth or do you want me to sugarcoat it? Because I can blow sunshine up where it don't shine, or I can tell you the truth. And then I say, this is how it goes. I absolutely love being an Uber driver. Hate the companies. Love being an Uber driver. But the companies keep dropping our rates. I get paid less now than I did when I started 2 years ago. When you work for a job, you're supposed to get paid more. And a lot of Uber drivers will not sit here and complain to you. They don't want you to give them bad ratings. They don't want you to, who wants to listen to an Uber driver? I hate this company. But if you really want to know, this is what's going on. They're screwing you with upfront pricing because they're taking that excess money and sticking it in their pocket. And you guys don't know you're in charge for undriven miles. And then they're screwing us because they're taking more and more and more and more from us. And a lot of people are surprised. I said, you will be surprised when I started out, back when I started out, we made 75% of the fare and now we might make 40. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And then sometimes when it's surging, we make 20 because now they cut our surge. So all that surge pricing you are paying for, we are not getting it. That is exactly what I tell them. And people are not happy about that. Nick, the YouTube slave Dave. I'm just kidding. Fat Man, I also tell them that Uber keeps most of the surge and only gives drivers $3 and usually ticks them off. That usually ticks them off. Yes, that's what I tell them. Yes, yes, yes. They get ticked off if they find out, oh, you might be paying $200 for a ride, but we're getting like $25. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, this Uber thing is a good gig. No more it ain't. No, it isn't. It's good. It's a good gig if you're falling back on your finances. You need to make some extra cash. There's a bearded black guy. He's really nice young gentleman. He has a regular job. He does Uber videos. He goes rinse and repeat. Anyway, he does it. He uses the money to invest. Okay, that is an intelligent thing, but I do not have a career. Okay. That's why I was working on getting my license to be a bus driver, DriverLadyPro. That's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. That's why I just started a new YouTube channel. That is why I'm doing all these things, because do not put your eggs all in one basket, because you never know when Uber is not going to exist. Because guys, guess what? I just seen them raise the gas prices. I'm sure they raised them there where you're at too. And I believe in my heart the gas prices are going to go up and up and up and up and up. And Uber drivers are going to go F you, F you, F you more and more and more. I don't think Uber is going to be they're going to go into IPO and their stock rates are going to go, wow. That's what I believe is going to happen. And then Fatman says, they also don't tip. They never did anyway, but no big loss. They ask why I keep doing it. That's the $64,000 question. So very true. Okay, this is what I tell them. I absolutely love this job. So just because you love your job doesn't mean you should just quit your job. And I tell them, look, I am looking for a better opportunity, and I'm using this opportunity as a springboard, going from driver to YouTuber and bus driver lady pro, all that. Yeah, so this is just a springboard, but it does not mean that the lady that drives for Uber while her kids during soccer practice should get paid less than minimum wage. Did you know that if you took the 20 cents per mile that you actually get, if you have to sit there and wait for an hour in traffic, you're not even making minimum wage here in Chicago. You're not even making $12 an hour. You're not even making minimum wage. Is that correct? No. And we're independent contract. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. If gas goes up 50 cents, that's only $5 for 10 gallons. It's not a huge hit. Okay. But I don't think it's only going to go up 50 cents, buddy. I think it's going to keep going up and up and up. And I don't want you to come running to me next week and say, well, it hasn't gone up yet. Mark my words. It will be going up. It will eventually be going through the roof. Mandy, I am the only Buffalo, New York Lyft driver that has a Lyft roof light. Passengers always compliment me, plus 3 other lights. I'm thinking about a remote control back window Lyft light. Sounds good. Now, did you know that there are people, if you want to be part of an activist group, there are people in New York. There are New York people that you can get with that and at least talk with them and let them know, I'm interested in helping out. If all it takes is just, talking with their drivers too, So if you are in New York, I would talk to people in New York. There is a I'm part of it, like the New York Drivers Guild or something like that. Somebody said something, we need to have unions because unions something or other. We can't have unions. That's for employees. We have, look on Facebook. I know you're not big on Facebook, but there is a New York Drivers Guild or New York Drivers something. And they are kicking butt in New York. They are. You guys, I'm serious. All you have to do, get on Facebook at least. That's a good common area. I do see people on I meet people on Instagram too, and I meet people on Twitter, but Facebook has where you can be in groups and you guys can meet up and you guys can do planning, and you can't do that on Instagram and Twitter. Although you can talk to these other people on Instagram and Twitter and say, this is what I got going on over here. Another thing is I have a lot of friends that keep talking about the WhatsApp. And the only reason I don't have the WhatsApp app is because I have so darn many apps on my phone. I'm like, wow, WhatsApp? Really? I mean, yeah. If you are interested, check out WhatsApp. There's lots of people are getting together on WhatsApp too. So, anyway. So, guys, let's move on to some other stuff, because all I've been doing is blah, blah, blahing. I really love it when people are ticked off that our rates keep dropping, and it's like, until it comes to your area, then people, that's the other problem. Uber doesn't drop every single person's rate. They do a couple cities over here. They do a couple cities over there. They do a couple cities over here. That way we're not all going, F you, Uber. We're mad, and then we change, then we calm down, and then later the other city gets mad, and then eventually calm down. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that I found this. All right, just so you guys know, I found this new app called Get Lou, and it tells you, I know this is a big problem for Uber drivers and Lyft drivers. When I say Uber drivers, I mean Uber and Lyft and Via and Juno. Apparently Juno is getting sold. But these drivers have problems finding restrooms. So I heard there's a new app called Get Lou. Have not tried it yet. But if you want to find out where the restrooms are in your area, if you don't know it very well, in Chicago is very difficult to find good restrooms here. It's because it's so busy and everybody trashes the bathrooms, and then people shut down their at 10 o'clock, people are closing, and they're like, sorry, Walgreens could be a 24-hour Walgreens, but wait, our restrooms close at 9 p.m. So it's like, what are you saving? You don't want people to I think they don't want people to go in there and sleep in the restroom or something like that. Okay, so I did find this called Ride in Bliss. This is, look no more, Ride in Bliss provides free car seats, no additional charge. We make sure you have the correct size of your car seat so you can enjoy your family trip even more. So I don't know if this is Ride in Bliss at rideinbliss.com. I don't know much about this, but I thought I would share this with you. A lot of people don't like to have their kids. They'd like to try and get you to get their kids. And Ride in Bliss is actually like a taxi or limo service. Oh, It's premium taxi in Chicago and suburbs. Okay. Premium taxi in Chicago and suburbs. And I know they have something going on in LA trying to help drivers to with the kids, but you got to remember, it actually is probably a good thing that we don't have the unaccompanied minors and the kids without car seats, because they can be climbing all over your seats, etc. So we are losing people. We're losing people. All right, let's get something going here. I really have run out of content to talk about, guys. Like, I just wanted to talk about that. Does anybody else have something going on with them? Because I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about. Ooh, I heart Cryptoverse in the house. Woo woo. Mandy, my Lyft minimum ride here in Buffalo, New York, is $3.90. Okay, that's your Lyft, but Uber, and it probably hasn't. I can come on if you want to send me a link. Okay, this is the problem. It just I don't know if it's happening everywhere, but they just went over to beta. That beta. So I don't know how to do the live streaming through Google Hangouts in the beta version. I tried to monkey around with it, so I don't even know how to send you a link so that you could it gave me a stream link. I can do that. Oops, that's not what it is. But it gave me a stream link and it said, put it in some other device. And I'm like, huh? So I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe there's a YouTube video on it. How to live stream videos on YouTube in the new beta version. But I think they've changed over to the beta version. Are you using Hangouts right now? No, because I don't know how to get it going. I don't know how to make it work. So that's why it's just me right now, because I don't know how to do Hangout. Cryptoverse says, yeah, let's see if TFM can come on. Yes, you can call me, fat man. I can text you my phone number. I can email you my phone number right now. Hold on. If you want to call me, that's what I had. What's her name? Crispy Tampa. I had her, here you go. I still have your picture. I saved it. Let me see. Reply. Okay. I have your picture of you when you're skinny. Okay. I just sent you. If you want me to email your phone number, I can call you by speaker. Yeah, all you have to do is call me, and then I'll go around the curtain, accept the call, and it should come through the speaker. Because it's linked with it's hooked into my speaker. Yeah. Give me a ring. I just emailed you my phone number. Where the heck is Tony B? He's not even in the house. Isn't it? I think it's getting close to spring break. Where's Tony B? My phone I should just get my phone. Hold on, guys. Okay, fat kitty. There you go. Yes. Okay. says the number isn't in service. Did you put a 1 before it? Let me. My number is in service and I have an 88. Let me see. Yeah, Crispy Tampa has my phone number. She called me. Let me see. Let me text you my number again. Giant ball of fluff. Yeah, she doesn't want to talk. She's like, forget this. Okay, fat man. All right. Reply. I'm just sending you my number again. It should be in service. You should be able to call me. Oh, try putting a 1. Oh, okay. You just emailed me your number. Okay. You have to put the number 1 first. You do. You have to. It's long distance. Okay. That's why it says, that's why you're having problems, fat man. Is because, Scott, you should know this. If you're calling long distance, you have to put a 1 before it. This is old school. Okay. There we go. All right. We got you.
It would help if you put in the correct area code. The previous number was area code 223.
Oh. Okay. All right. We got Fat Man. Good deal. So the second time you got the right number.
Correct.
Good deal. So now you can save my number. Anyway, so what's up, Fat Man?
Not much. So, yeah, we need to definitely correct Uber's behavior. The problem is, I think that you need to hit them where it counts, which is the customers. So
I do too, and I've talked to Dave. That is one thing.
Right now, it's business as usual. We have all the stabbings, the shootings, and all this other stuff going on, and nobody cares because they're still taking Uber.
I know, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
God, hang on. It's hot. You're done.
You guys behave. Behave, you naughty little doggies. Okay, so this is the thing. This is what I believe. And Dave and I have been talking about this. I would like to get some money together because if you buy 100 of those signs, you can put them around in your city in the common areas, like where, you know, where they put political signs, wherever you put political signs. Okay. There is that I think we could be all you have to say on the sign. We don't even have to send them. I mean, we could start a website. If we got a website going at GoDaddy so people could actually go there and we could put some information on there. But the whole thing of it is, all it needs to say is customers. Compare your fare with your Uber or Lyft driver. That's all it needs to say.
Right.
That's it. Because we're not going to have to do anything once we don't even have to explain it. compare your fare. That's all it needs to say. If we, and I priced those signs and they were like $100 for 100 of them. Okay. So, I'm like, well, you know, right now I'm not well. So I can't do that myself all alone. But, if we all got together and tried to put up like $10 or something, it just takes 10 people putting $10. We have 100 signs, putting it in major cities. If we had, you know, he's in LA, I'm in Chicago. If everybody put a little bit of money, and that's why it's important to get with your groups and say, look, we're trying to raise money to do this, and put those signs up. And if we did it in Tampa, if we did it in New York, if we did it in where what's his name is Swampland, if we did it in each, you know, in especially metropolitan areas, crap would hit the fan. Another idea that I have had, and it doesn't take a lot of work, is if we had somebody with a large vehicle, downtown Chicago, there is this gigantic vehicle that they drive downtown only on Saturday nights, and it has like a go to the nudie bar. Now, I don't know if there's some kind of licensing that you need for that. I wouldn't imagine that you have to get your car licensed. I mean, but if we put a big sign that said, driver or riders, compare your fare with your Uber or Lyft or Via driver, or, you know what I mean? If we put that and then like maybe hashtag Drivers Unite, it would be effective. It would. I mean, and that what does that take? One person.
You don't need to go that far, sweetheart. All you got to do is make one at home and put it in your car.
The problem is people are worried about getting deactivated. If you put negative stuff about Uber in your car, you could end up being deactivated. You cannot bring negativity to your place of business. You know what I mean? Maybe you could stand outside and you know, people don't want to get deactivated, although it is our car, right? It is our vehicle, and eventually we would win the lawsuit. Do you want to be deactivated for that amount of time? And then even if we won the lawsuit, all they would do is give us a cash settlement. They wouldn't reactivate us, you know? So the whole idea is people don't want to put things inside their vehicles. But I have been taking I do have a chalk thing, and I write Drivers Unite on my thing. Another thing we could write is riders, compare your fare. I
tell people all the time when they say, "Oh, is this a good gig? If you do well," you know, I say it pays the bills, but you're not going to get wealthy. And then I said, you know, they've done a lot of things like the flat surge. You know, you paid $40 or $50 extra to come on this ride, and I'm only getting $3. But honestly, I kind of think that's a bad approach now that I think about it, because, you know, customers don't care. I call it customer service psychology. There was somebody in another chat that I'm involved with. They were complaining that their ratings are dropping and everything else. And I said, and she goes, I asked them what type of music they want, how they want the temperature. And I said, you're doing too much. You're giving people too many opportunities to open a can of worms. I said, keep the car between 73 and 75, depending upon the outside temperature. I said, and play the Eagles radio on Pandora because it's neutral, and shut up. Don't say that. Don't ask them if they're okay. They're going to let you know if it's hot or cold. But that way, less is more, and people don't get out of the car and go, oh, I'm going to ding you for the music, like those hood rats I picked up at Eckerd College. I didn't play rap music, so they had to report me to Uber.
That That is why I don't tell every single person that gets into my car, oh, by the way, Uber's being terrible to us. No. If somebody asks me, if they come out and they open that can of worms, I say, do you really want to know the truth? Because
I had one the other day said I paid $47 for this ride. How much are you going to get? And I looked at it, it was like 14 miles. I said probably about
$13.
It went from 11 to
Maybe
$15.
Yeah.
You
Not
said what?
yeah, exactly.
It's my car.
Yep. Exactly. A lot of times, if you just ask the customer, how much did you pay for this ride? And then you say, well, you know how much we're going to get? And if you don't believe me, look at my earnings. All you have to do is stick around after the ride. I will show you how much I earned from this particular ride. Yep, I think we just need to say, we just need a bunch of signs all over the city, riders. And, I was going to all these, places that have like those, you can do free advertising at like Panera. Sometimes they'll have a bulletin board. If you know of places that have bulletin boards, go to the print store, go down to the library, get riders of Uber and Lyft, please compare your fare. That's all you have to, you don't have to say direct it to somebody or anything. You're going to have a lot of angry riders. We have met, all right, the Chicago Rideshare Advocates.
Getting the riders upset. I tell them all the time when there's a hockey game, I say, don't use Uber when you come out. Here's a card with a promo code for $5 off Lyft. I said, Lyft will probably not be surging because it usually never does. I said, though, don't hold me to it. I said, or walk your happy ass around the corner to Hattrick's and have a beer and wait for the crowd to dissipate and get a normal ride home. I said, there's no point in you paying surge if Uber's going to keep it. The whole point is the driver gets the extra money because we're out here trying to satisfy this crowd. And for what? For normal rate? We're not going to be here this is the last place any driver's going to want to be. So if you wait till the traffic dies down, then the driver's more willing to come get you because they're going to get paid the same whether it's crowded or not.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
So Dustin is driving in the house.
Dustin.
Woohoo! Dustin said, I just went live tonight on this. Well, we've been kind of talking about this all along. I know people have been going live and talking about this protesting, and then Dustin is driving, says DriverLadyPro for president. And I'm just I kind of been alluding. Chicago's planning some stuff. Just alluding, just in case you need to know. I'm not telling you exactly, but yeah. Maybe you should join our group, and then you can find out. Okay, so
there's not enough drivers willing to get together because they don't care.
Well,
not only are we independent contractors and separated from Uber, but we're separated from one another. There are drivers that will literally fight for a fare. They're all over the friggin' place. They don't know, they're all doing their own thing. There's no uniformity at all. And when you try to say hi to another driver because you happen to see them, they don't want to talk to you. So if you can't get people all on a common page and they're all upset about whatever the hell's going on at the time.
Well, this is what I understand what you're saying. But the Chicago Rideshare Advocates started with 4 people only. And I was like, well, actually me, because I did start the Chicago Rideshare Advocates, but I'm not like a founder of the Chicago Rideshare Advocates. I was there when it started, but I'm not a founder because I didn't go, hey, why don't we start those Chicago Rideshare Advocates? So, but when the Chicago Rideshare Advocates, it was just a few people that were buddies, and they said, we need to do something about this, okay? It only takes, you got you and you got Crispy Tampa. Just get one more person that says, we got to stop this crap in Tampa and you got a group, and then you just go to the TMP, you pick a day, maybe a Monday, and you just start driving, you go and say, look, we go to, first of all, you start out and you go to Facebook, you start a group in Facebook, the Tampa Guild, or the Tampa Drivers Alliance, okay? Then you say, go to the Tampa Drivers Alliance. Have somebody that knows how to do all that, marketing and stuff like that. Just say, we're the Tampa Drivers Alliance, okay? It just takes 2 or 3 people. And then all we did was we went down to the TMP lot and we said, hey, you know what? All right, let me just explain. Just here locally, we're having problems with getting out of our lot. It takes us, when it's busy at O'Hare, we can't get out.
That's my project.
Yeah, and we have been getting a lot of media coverage. We've been doing a lot to try to get this fixed, okay? We've been going to meetings. So it's better to have a local group and then joint hands with other umbrella groups that cover everything. You know what I mean? We're the Tampa group, but LA Drivers Unite Guild, LA Drivers Guild, we're joining hands with you. Oh, Chicago Rideshare Advocates, we're joining hands with you. Then we can go and all collab together, okay? So right now, there's a reason why we are doing this one right now, but we could all decide to do our actions all at once, but we need to get people inspired and up on board. Right now, people are like, I don't know what to do. All it takes is one person to make up their mind and say to their buddy, hey, their friend driver, hey, why don't we start something here? That's all it takes.
We moved down a couple of years ago in Orlando, and I don't know, the first meeting that I went to maybe had 15, 20 people, but the meeting was so off topic and talking about stories and horrible passengers that I found it a complete waste of time. And they were running around passing out flyers, and they were doing all the things that you're doing. And at the end of the day, and I'm not crucifying you, I'm just trying to give an equal weight on both sides of the table here. At the end of the day, drivers are like, fuck that, I don't have time for that, I got to make my bills, I'm so far behind. Your answer to that, to anybody's answer to that, is get a job. I could have a job tomorrow at a call center selling energy for $8.50 an hour. I don't want to do that. Just like I don't want to quit Uber. I don't want to quit doing it. I've tried to come up with different ways to make it work. Like I said, I was going to go out tonight. But when I saw the cops and the hood rats, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And unfortunately, Chris still had to go to work and clock in and deal with the hood rats because he has a job. I had the luxury of saying, I ain't doing it. I went home. And a lot of drivers like that luxury, and they like all these perks and everything else. But, also there's, as you go into the TNC lot and other things, start looking at the condition of some of these Uber cars and go,
That's something we're working on here in Chicago. Yep.
I saw one the other day, no offense, but it was a Corolla, red, with a Chris B. Tampa driver can tell you, at the airport, and the entire front end of that car had duct tape on it.
Yeah, it looked like my car, huh?
If people aren't giving enough care to the way their car looks, and I'm not talking about running it through the car wash and having a $50 detail job every day, just quite honestly, why bother? The car's clean, they don't tip. The car's dirty, they don't tip. Why bother? But when it looks like that, it tells the customer immediately that you don't have insurance.
Okay, I got to give a shout out to, let's see, Uber Girl Paula in the house, and my friend Ellie. Hey, Ellie! Hi! Hi, Uber Girl Paula. All right, so I need to make.
I'm not trying to crucify you. I'm just saying, ideas are great, but everyone's got a rebuttal, and in order for this to make it work, you got to find a way around the rebuttal.
And I told you we do have a way around, and we do. Oh, finally, Tony B comes in the last couple minutes. Tony B in the house. Okay, so Fat Boy, let me get. Oh, he says hi, Fatty. Let me get caught up with these. What everybody's saying here. Because I'm losing my stream. Okay, wait, it's going by really fast. Because people are coming in at the last minute. So, Beacon of Light, all countries, rideshare driver unite, and then everybody said let's see, everybody's saying hi to Crispy Tampa. Everybody say hi to my friend Ellie. Hi, Ellie. She's the lady that I do my other channel with. If you guys don't know about my other channel, I am Dragonfly Language. Check my channel out. She self-taught herself English. She's a native Spanish speaker. And I self-taught myself Spanish, and I'm teaching us English and she's teaching Spanish. Dave says, y'all coming in late. Top Speed Review says, hey, Dave. And then Fat Man says, I'll come over to watch your live, Paula, after this. Yes, and just so you guys know, I have 5 minutes left. And then guess who's coming on? My favorite. You guys know this guy's my favorite. Hola, Ellie, says Beacon of Light. You're talking Paula reviews. Okay. You're taking Paula views. I'm taking Paula views, but I go till 10 every night. So Paula can wait. I go till 10 until night. Tonight. It's always the same. 8 until 10. I'm not changing it. iHeart says something. Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying, iHeart. Anyway, I just want to let you know that my favorite person is coming on, Kevin the Aptopreneur. You guys might know him. The Aptopreneur told me the other day that he's starting his live stream when I am done. Tony B, I still got 3 more minutes left. So let's see. Go on, Russ. Please, you're having enough to deal with, he says. Thank you, Tony. And iHeart says, I was goofing around. And then he says, good night. I'm praying for you. Thank you, Tony B. I really like this video, says iHeart Cryptoverse. So I don't know. Are you still on the phone? You are. Scott, did you know what's going down with my health?
No, but I have a guess.
The other night, I've been thinking that I had pneumonia. I've been going in and out of the hospital. I went to the hospital a month ago. They said, oh, looks like you got pneumonia. They did an x-ray. It looked like inflammation. Then I went back to the hospital and they gave me like other medications, and I went back last Thursday and all night, and they gave me a CT scan, found out that I have a tumor on my lung.
I figured that much.
Yep. So
Listen,
I did.
Don't give up hope.
I'm not. And it's not like I'm really super. I'm like drained of energy, but I'm not super duper sick. Like in the fact that I'm not like coughing up blood and stuff like that. So, and the lady in my doctor's office, she was young like me, and she beat stage 4 lung cancer.
Is your best friend.
Yeah. So, and I am looking in, we'll just say it, herbal alternatives, because I have done some reading.
You don't want chemo and radiation because it's going to kill all the healthy cells. I'm telling you.
Well, I've already done chemo and radiation, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to live. But I'm telling you, I'm going to try some herbal remedies, if you know what I mean. I read some articles on herbal remedies that have cured cancer.
I know a personal friend of mine who had a tumor the size of a orange in her colon. The doctors told her there wasn't a whole lot she could do. She was 70. She went to a clinic in Dunedin that was $1,000 a day, which focused on herbal remedies, and also did other herbal remedies on her own, and it is gone.
Well, Dave the Uber slave hit it right. He said Rick Simpson oil. Yes, I'm going to try and get my hands on some Rick Simpson oil. As soon as I find out the results from the biopsy, if it's terrible news, then I'm going to try and get my hands on it. I don't know how to get it. And the laws here, we do have medical here, but it takes 3 months to get your medical license, and it's ridiculous. You have to jump through so many hoops, and so I'm.
Oil is a good place to start, and also 100% cannabis oil is a good place to start. I wouldn't recommend smoking anything if you.
Oh, I'm not. I can't even breathe. I have such bad asthma. She's going to live stream the biopsy. No, I'm not going to live stream the biopsy. You guys are not going to see the biopsy. What they do is they scope you just like you would do a colonoscopy, where they put a scope up your rear. Yeah, they scope you like they scope you inside or something like that. You guys don't want to see the insides of my lungs or the inside of my chest. No. But I will let you guys, is it benign? We don't know. We haven't done the they haven't done the malignant isn't necessary dangerous either. Okay, so we don't know if Doc said it could even be a fungus. Okay, we don't know what it is yet. But I've been sick for a month, haven't been driving as much, so and I just started another channel. I've been doing all kinds of stuff. So, and then you guys know I'm going to be a grandma, so yeah. But when it rains, it pours. It comes. Yeah. If they catch it early, no, Tony. Dave hates driving minors. Yes, I hate driving minors too.
I don't pick them up.
Yeah, me neither.
I tell them to cancel it. I can't cancel. It cost me $5. That's your problem. Your dumbass knew you weren't supposed to be in here in the first place. Now pay up.
I should have said that to the guys today. They didn't cancel. I sat there for 25 minutes waiting for them to cancel. They didn't. They kept knocking on my window. Anyway, I got to call it the night. My spouse is like, please, I want to lay in my bed and relax. So, okay, let me read the last little bit here, and then we'll call it a night. I like riding in Ubers and Lyfts, says Tony. And then Uber Girl says, no drive named, though, Nick. And then Cryptoverse, can't do it now. Give me my money. And then Tony says, I gave you a ride, Mandy, and then you owe me $5. And then, Tony, you need to take hop, skip, drive. Exactly. Tony, take hop, skip, drive. And then Dave says, saying I don't like driving minors is like saying I like not making money.
Dave, you're going to get in trouble one day picking up them kids if you're picking up them kids.
He isn't. He's not. He's
not.
Oh no, and they're being nasty with him. Of course they do it the same with me too. And he's putting them on video, but I can't do it here. We have laws where I can't put people on video. I would love to drive minors, says Tony has road rage. You can't drive minors. Okay, so I need to call it a night, guys. So hustle hard, but hustle smart. And if you don't hustle smart, take your broke booty home. DriverLadyPro out. Hasta la vista, baby. Thank you all for joining us tonight. All right, have a great night. Bye-bye. All right.